This was the band with Barry Oakley Jr., Robbie Krieger's son Waylon, Miles Davis's son Aaron, and a guy named Lou Segretti on the keyboards. And there was a reason why we needed to kind of get him with a bunch of musicians that kind of could, let's say, fill in the gaps, let's say.
It was an interesting time. I'd just gotten in the music industry, and my company, my family, by the way, my father, Elliot Wiseman, managed Frank Sinatra, so I was born into this business a little bit. I got into his business.
For 35 years.
Yeah. And so I decided I was going to follow in his footsteps, and we signed Joe Bonamassa, and so here I am. New Kids on the Block were very popular, and I was trying to, get involved with some young talent. So we signed Joe, and I'm like, this is great. I grew up loving Eric Clapton and Stevie Ray, and Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin, so this is the kind of music that I can relate to, and at this time rap and pop music is totally in a different place, rock is dying. And I thought I had something great, I could take it to the labels and it would be an automatic. I have a child prodigy guitar player, and we're going to try to do something great.
And only a child guitar player, there was no other.
But I didn't understand what that really meant at the time. So lo and behold, I go to the labels and I shop Joe around, and there was oddly no automatic interest, and I was like, what's going on here? I mean, this is great talent. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, don't you develop talent? And they're like, yeah, but that was the 70s, we don't do that anymore. This is now the 90s, we have home demo machines, people have discovered how to write and make their own music, and it's a different time. They were looking for artists to be almost making hit records, walking into the record company. There wasn't such thing as development.
And thus, not to interrupt you, Roy, at 24 years old, experiencing the first blank stares from the music industry, the same blank stares that he would get for the next 17 to 20 years.
And still to this day.
And still to this day.
Which ballrooms. Anyway, it was an interesting time, and so it became apparent to me very quickly that it wasn't going to happen just with Joe by himself, and that we had to package him and showcase his talents with other musicians. So what was interesting is Joe was the youngest in the history of Fender Guitar Corporation to get an endorsement. So after that TV program, they endorsed him, and then not too long after, Leo Fender passed away, and Joe was invited to the Leo Fender tribute out in Irvine, California, where there was tons of famous musicians, guitar players, so forth, tributing him. And the Robbie Krieger band was performing that night, and in that band was Barry Oakley Jr., and his father was Barry Oakley from the Allman Brothers. So he's sitting in with Robbie Krieger's band, and he's a great bass player. And
we were honored to have J-Mo here on the boat, by the way.
Yeah, awesome. And so we were looking for musicians, and Joe spotted Barry, and he said, that's a really cool bass player, and I think that's somebody that we should talk to and see if he's interested. And lo and behold, his best friend was Waylon Krieger, and that's how we met Waylon. And then we got to Miles Davis's son at the time. Miles had just passed away. We had to wait a few weeks and get to, after the family situation, and we reached out to him. And we had a rehearsal in California, and that was the beginning of trying to find a band around Joe that would be great. And this whole bloodline thing kind of happened by accident because Joe saw Barry Oakley at the Fender tribute.
Yeah, and the idea was these were kids that filled in the gaps. All I was really interested in is playing the guitar, eating my way through the 50 states because it was just a Stuckey's was like international cuisine at that time. Like, God, I got fried chicken at 2 a.m. Man, I'm in luck. And but I wasn't a front man. I still am I'm still that awkward kid that if you see me waddling around the ship, not until the time when I hit the stage